Hello YouTube, Bakura here, and I'm bringing you another Injustice 2 beta video match, this time starring the Red Lantern of Rage, Atrocitus himself. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of beta matches that I recorded myself. Uh, it's appropriate that Atrocitus is the star today because literally this guy was one of the only people I could find online. He declined me a couple of times before he finally accepted, and that's when I started the recording. And he turned out to be a talker. Uh, you're probably going to hear him a lot throughout the duration of this video, and for that I sorely apologize, but it's fitting, right? I mean, Atrocitus is the Red Lantern, and the Red Lantern Corn is... Corn? Corn. The Red Lantern Corps, excuse me, is known for causing rage. Their emotional spectrum, or their color on the emotional spectrum is red for rage. Again, I'm not extremely familiar with the Green Lantern DC, you know, base of comics, but I do know a little bit about them. And so far, I've got to say, when it comes to Atrocitus himself, he's an extremely fun character. There has not actually been a character so far in the Injustice 2 beta that I have just found completely unfun to play. They've all been appropriate levels of fun, I guess, though fun is a very subjective word. Uh, but specifically with Atrocitus, his moves seem to flow together very well. His strings are very responsive. His special moves are really easy to apply in the middle of his combos. He's got some easy things that I can see beginners picking up and maybe doing fairly well with the character. He's got a pretty decent wake up in the form of his little floating punch walk Goro style move, which is a really good wake up option. Like I said, other than that, though, Atrocitus is fairly easy. He's fairly straightforward to just pick up and play. These first couple matches you're seeing are literally me picking up the character for the first time. Literally have not played any other matches with him whatsoever, and it's been great. I don't really know how to describe it. Atrocitus feels like Green Lantern mixed with Goro. Kind of. He's got some things that Green Lantern had in Justice 1, and he's got some things that Goro has in Mortal Kombat X. So, uh, that's the best way I can describe him. If you're planning on playing Atrocitus, I can tell you right now that you're going to be going after his Blood Cyclone move uh, a lot, because that's one of his best options. It comes out super fast. It's a low, and it does really good damage. It carries them to you. The meter burn version of that opens up a lot of combo options for him. I tried to utilize it a little bit in the video, but like I said, I was still trying to get used to his moves and stuff, so it's another case of if I could just sit down in training mode and hammer out these combo timings, I'd really get that character down. His trait is one of the more interesting things about Atrocitus, I would say, because his trait involves summoning Dexstar and using him to either make your strings safe by adding a projectile at the end of it that punishes your opponent for trying to hit you. And he also has another move that he can use with Dexstar where Atrocitus will like point at people. I don't know what it's called, but Atrocitus will like point at people, and Dexstar will rush them, and you'll get like a good 2 to 3 hits. Dexstar will hit them for 2 to 3 hits, and then end with like a kind of vomit spray that deals damage over time, which is another thing Atrocitus has access to in one of his special moves. And if he meter burns it, it does even more damage over time, which is crazy. It does a lot of damage, and it builds up a whole lot if you keep applying it. I did notice Atrocitus's down 3 is really good. It's got some good range. It seems kind of hard to punish I'm sure there are characters that will be able to, but none of the people I played against really tried to punish Atrocitus is down 2, or down 3, excuse me. His down 2 is not fantastic, but it's not the worst. I feel like his down 2 is pretty good. Blue Beetle, in my opinion, definitely has one of the better down 2s in the game, but Atrocitus is no slack. And as for that, his special moves besides the vomit and the blood tornado are, like I said, the Goro style punch walk, which is a great thing to end your combos with, and it's a good wake up option. I didn't really utilize any of his other special moves. I know he has some other ones, but this is only going off of like the hour that I got to play this character. And from that hour alone, you're gonna see 2 of the matches. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. Recording this video was hell. My internet has been having a lot of trouble today, and either I couldn't find people, or my opponents would disconnect in the middle of the match, and I would have to stop recording. And literally these 2 sets of matches, this first set with this guy who's squeaking all over his mic, talking about how, I'm kicking his ass, and he gets so excited when he hits me with Superman Super. I'm just like, okay, I gotta let him have this. I can't be salty that he woke up Super on me, because, he's just playing the game, he's having fun. And then there's a really high level Batman I fought as well. And deviating from the topic of the video a little bit, character usage in the beta, it is fairly limited because it is a beta, but if I had $1 for every person playing Batman in this beta, see right here, he goes absolutely nuts, because, I'm sorry, I'm watching my gameplay footage back, and I know it might not be exactly even, but you guys will hear when he goes nuts and he hits me with that super. It's great. That's what fighting games should be about. You know what I mean? But if I had $1 for every single Batman I have fought online, I would be a millionaire. I would be Bruce Wayne for the amount of Batmans I have fought. I could open my own Batcave, make my own Batsuit, and do a little bit of crime fighting. Because I don't know if it's his ease of usability, the fact that he's the goddamn Batman, or what, but there is a lot of people playing Batman, and some of them are really good, some of them not so much. It kind of honestly reminds me of the Street Fighter V beta, where a lot of people were playing Ryu. So I guess I can say that Batman is Injustice's Ryu. That's kind of weird to say, but it almost makes sense, considering Batman and Superman were kind of like Scorpion and Sub-Zero for the Injustice series. So, I don't know, I really wish I could fight some other characters. For the past 2 days, 3 days, I've been playing the beta consistently. I have fought maybe one Supergirl, who apparently is really good, despite my initial impressions that she wasn't going to be very good, but I still enjoy playing as her, so it doesn't really matter to me. I've only fought one of her. I fought like maybe a Superman or two, which is really surprising to me, because Superman seems like he might be a pretty strong character. He was really good in the first game. I'm not quite sure about this one. And I haven't even fought an Atrocitus, which is amazing to me, because the first 2 days the beta came out, there was nothing but Atrocitus online, and he's a really easy character to play. I would almost wager a guess and say he's only slightly harder than Batman, to be perfectly honest. I'll have to play Batman myself and try and relearn some things, and maybe I can get a match video or two up for you guys of him, but I feel like Atrocitus is only slightly harder to use than Batman. And as in that matchup, I do think Batman might actually have the advantage over Atrocitus, because Batman has a lot of zoning options. You wouldn't really think about it, but the Batarang is really good. His little character trait bats are really, really good. And he's got the scorpion spear that he can follow things up with. So it's actually really hard to get in on Batman as Atrocitus. You don't have a lot of options at range except for your Blood Tornado, which can be blocked low, or Dex Star, which is your trait, so it's on a cooldown when it's done. And honestly, the projectiles are really slow compared to Batman's like batarangs or even the grappling hook. And there's a lot of recovery if you try to use the charge move, Dextar's charge move, where he'll fly at them and do his little thing. There's a lot of recovery on that. There's a lot of recovery on that. Batman's got like a really good wake up option comparatively to Atrocitus in the form of Batman's slide. It's a lot like Scorpion's slide, since Batman is basically Scorpion in this game. The Scorpion slide is a really, really good option. Now, I don't want you guys to think I'm like debunking on people that play Batman or something, because that is not my intention at all. Not at all. I actually really, really, really like Batman. And I love watching good Batmans do combos like the guy I fight in this video. I just want to see some character variety. And I know it's a beta, so it doesn't really bother me that much, but if the final version of Injustice is like kind of dominated by Batman online, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I don't think it will, because there's going to be like, 30 something other characters to play, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Honestly, I just need to stick to using Supergirl and learn the matchup against Batman, read the slides, read the high-low mix-ups, watch for the counters, that kind of thing. Because honestly, Batman is a very easy character to read once you figure him out, so... All in all, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of gameplay here. I'm going to try and cover more Supergirl, more Blue Beetle. I might do a Blue Beetle video in the future, and I might come back with some Batman matches of my own. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is Bakura signing off.